Okay, I think we are in screen. I have got a challenge for us. I'm definitely running a tiny bit late today. Hopefully, I get a little better at this timeliness. Okay, so you see, I am wearing a leopard outfit that is an actual cat. That think it's a white leopard, white tiger. Okay, so we are going to do 100 lunge challenge today. Okay, so we are going to do 100 types of Pilates lunges. I had to clear out my space a little bit so I could go full body. I think I also need gliders, but my supply should all be there. I think so. I think I have everything I need. We are going to warm up first. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to warm up with some mobility work, some hip 90-90 work, some neck rotations, some lunges, like just kneeling lunges, cat-cow hip circles, right? So that should take a few moments, about 5 minutes. And then we're going to go into a bridge series and a core series, right? And then we're going to go into, then we'll add some resistance in. So that's what I'm going to put I'm going to use ankle weights. I just have little ones on. And I should probably have my lighter weights out as well for that. They're just right there. They're not far. Okay, and after that, that's when we are going to go into the 100 lunge challenge. And that's 100 lunges per leg. So we're going to do a reverse lunge, stepping side to side, right? And I'll display everything a little bit later, but we're going to step back, and then you'll lunge one way, and then in. That's going to be 1 rep, okay? You're also going to do, then you'll do 20 each leg. Then we're going to do a side lunge. That's those to a balance, right? Side lunge, balance. So 20 of those each leg, right? So we'll be counting today. A little less on the time, a little more on the counting today. Static lunge. Static lunge, and I think I just meant like just really holding. So just really, really keeping that back leg straight, holding down, and then coming up really slow and controlled on those. Then we'll do a round with our sliders, right? Do I have my sliders? Yeah, there's one. We'll only really need one. And I'll just slide my mat out of the way. A slider lunge, curtsy style, so that's that way. And then we'll be doing a lunge to split lunge. So that's, so lunge, and then balance like I'm not the best to look at. If you're really flexible, if you can do a whole split. I gotta get warmed up before I even attempt to go into a standing split, guys. I'm a little tight today. I'm old, so let me take those off because they just wind up being annoying during a workout. Okay, and since it is spooky season, let me angle that down or close in just a little bit. There we go. Let me bring my iPad over because I think my phone is almost dead. I think the iPad has a little more juice for if I want to time stuff. Although I don't think I'm timing stuff, so that's just going to stay there, but I don't have to keep getting up. Okay, cool. I'm in frame. You can see me. And it's almost spooky season. So I started to catch up. I'm a big horror fan. It was one of those things when I was younger, my exes, I found very few people like horror movies. So I'm here in this 90-90 position. I'm just going to just twist and then twist. We really want to warm up our hips before doing 100 lunges, right? What I really like about the internet is you can really find communities that like what you like, because, people would always mess with you about liking horror movies, and it's so B movies. The acting is so bad. I mean, I've never tried to say that our horror movie should win at the Oscars or the Emmys. I'm never going to tell you that Rob Zombie should be winning Best Director. I'm not going to tell you that. But I am going to tell you that some of the most entertaining movies are absolutely horror movies for me. So I started watching the Fall of the House of Usher, and it had been, Netflix was like, you really need to watch this movie. You really need to watch this, or miniseries, right? And it's Mike Flanagan, I think, wrote and directed most of the episodes. He's done a whole bunch of other stuff in horror. I know he's going to be at Comic-Con with a whole bunch of horror directors. They were promoting him. I think a whole bunch of the cast is going to be there. That stuff gets really, don't expect me to do that at Comic-Con. You're on top of your tickets to meet those people. It's like $100. And no autograph, and you have to stand in line for 100 minutes. yeah, no. There are definitely people that do that. There are definitely people that really into, I don't know what's going on, but it's always like banging and stuff right around here. Go Brooklyn. So I'm doing little neck rotations. So I started looking into it because I love this series. I'm halfway through it. What I really realized I liked about it, if you watch a lot of horror movies, and I'm going to switch to the other side, one of the things about horror movies is you always seem to root for the person that's about to get killed by the villain, right? So whether it's, Friday the 13th or, Jason or Freddy Krueger, and Michael Myers, you're always you want you scream, you want the people, and there's always the stereotype, the virgin girl or the slutty girl is always the first to go. There's always some sort of sense of morality. It's almost formulaic, at least. And even if you watch, say, a lot of American movies can be like this. Say, if you watch The Departed, it was actually based on it. I can't think of the name. I was watching a lot of Hong Kong cinema, Hong Kong crime drama at that time. I love crime drama. When The Departed came out, because it's actually based on a Hong Kong movie, but the end is contrastingly different, and it was adopted. And of course, that's the one he won an Oscar for. The director, I want to say Brian De Palma, but it's Martin Scorsese. I'm going to take my neck in the other way. Martin Scorsese won that, which was controversial because Goodfellas is one of the best movies ever effing made in the world. It's don't get me started. That is a whole other story because I'm talking about horror, so it's a totally different genre. But the thing with The Departed is, if you watch it, I believe, was it Matt Damon's character? I think he gets away with it. He wins. I forget. I forget in the Hong Kong movie, the good guy dies basically. The good guy dies and the bad guys totally get away with. I don't remember to me that wasn't a memorable movie, The Departed. And I'm gonna do little shoulder rotations. Whereas I could probably tell you scene by scene. Goodfellas, of course, I've watched Goodfellas a zillion times, but still, I don't have a need to ever watch The Departed again. I don't know if it makes sense. I'd probably watch the Hong Kong version first. I can't think of the name that it was in. I think it was a Chow Yun-Fat movie. If you know who that is, he was a really big, maybe still, no, he actually does not act anymore. He was really big in about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, in a lot of Chinese cinema, and especially crime and gangster movies. He's really cute. But he stopped acting. I think he just made a certain amount of money. He was like, I don't need this anymore. Right? You just get at the top of your game, and it's just why am I doing this? So anyway, back to the House of Usher. So it's actually based, the thing with House of Usher is everybody, and I'm not even through it, everybody that is basically, I don't want to give up too much of the plot, but it's a horror movie, so people are dying, right? As people are dying, you want them to die. They're so despicable, the characters, and the main theme of the movie is it's the House of Usher is basically referring to a billionaire family that their billions was made on a opiate drug, very similar to the opiate story that's going on in real life, except this screenplay was based on the works of Edgar Allan Poe. And if you've read any Edgar Allan Poe's works, even though he is an American writer, even though a lot of American writings now tend to, especially in cinema, tend to end in happy stories, Edgar Allan Poe's were exactly happy ending stories. And the theme of his horror movies, or stories really, not movies, I don't think there were movies when he was alive. He lived in the Bronx, didn't he? Yeah, you can go see his house. Is madness, right? So, and that's actually, I think also, if you read, I'll watch the site, if you read Alice in Wonderland, because I'm also a big Alice in Wonderland, I believe they were written around the same time. They were all drinking a lot of absinthe and doing a lot of morphine at that time. It was just freely given out. And that's very smartly done, because it's are you going crazy, or is this a horror story? Are you being haunted? Is that a ghost? Or are you really just drinking too much and downing it with morphine? So when you're talking about this House of Usher, you're talking about a family that was founded on glorified heroin, right? So the theme of substance abuse is going to be weaved in to it there, and it was done so well, and it was shot so gothically, and as the story is being told, you can't really, is this really a horror story, or did all these people just get really messed. It's really like, I don't want to give too much away. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I am going to say, if you have Netflix, I haven't even finished watching it. Go. There's not going to be a season 2. It's one of those things, like, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it starts out, so I'm not giving too much away. It starts out basically, I think there's only 1 or 2 surviving members of a family of like 10. You know, it starts out, you're at the last funeral of like, and it's basically, and it's also just done well because it takes place in New York, and the family is, if you've ever met really, really wealthy people, but I'm a Pilates teacher in New York and I've met some really wealthy families, the siblings are just at war with each other, and especially when it comes to estates, and it's done so well, and there's just, and I used to rave, and there's just like the scene, I was like full on eating dinner at like one, at the end of the scene when they're like walking on the bodies and crunching it. That's how much of a horror movie I was like, wow, I'm really just eating watching this, aren't I? I was like, yeah, you are just. Now I'm just, the level of gore I can watch and not be affected by is kind of scary at this point. But yeah, there's this scene where it's just, and a big theme is consequence, right? Action and consequence. Yeah, there's just this scene that's just insane. It's just, woo, whoo. Because it's just so realistic, and it's a rave scene. And it's just like, yeah, I was a raver, and I was like, yeah, I can see somebody being up. So, whoa, okay, that's my microphone. Yeah, hi. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's my cat. Yeah, apparently, I think Raphael has a thing for horror movies and microphones. Yeah, do you like the house I usher to? Anyway, here I am in that side lunge. Let me turn on this so I have an idea of how long I'm babbling for. That'll give me an idea. So now we're doing this little side lunge, which I do recommend because we are going to do a little bunch. Now we're going to go from here and twist. Can you not do that right by the microphone? Come. Yeah, you're getting locked in the bedroom today. Go. I generally can keep them out, but he's scraping right under the microphone. Amazing. Don't worry, the bedroom is a heaven for a cat. He's got a big fluffy bed, access to he likes my makeup sponges. Okay, let's do the other side. So I bought them toys, and invariably he winds up with a beauty blender or a makeup puff. They're all over the house, or my hair ties. It's the cutest thing. He knows where to keep them, so he'll like stare in my bedroom at the spot. So I'm sure he's scheming away right now how to get into. I mean, I'm also wearing a leopard outfit. That's probably why he's like attacking me. You can see this is my tighter side. Okay, let's go cat cow. So House of Usher, that's got my recommendation. I have not finished watching it. I watched Eric recently. That's going to get canceled. I don't even want to get it's with Eric Cumberbatch, if you like him. Or it's something the show's name is Eric. It's the actor's name is something, but I can't think of that. Yeah, sorry. I can do one thing at a time. I can tell a story or I can teach Pilates, and apparently I'm not doing either one very well right now. So I'm just making little circles with my knees. I mean, this is just the warm-up too. I probably will shut up when we're getting into that. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and other direction. Awesome. Okay, let's do the other leg. Most of the other, like the big horror movies I've seen, but I found out recently that there's something like, you know how you have your comfort food, your comfort TV shows, even if your comfort TV show is watching like a serial killer dissect people and eat them for the 100th time, something about that in your brain, the familiarity, like if you had a feeling like if you were watching that show with somebody you loved, so you're going to associate that, like, I guess that dopamine or that oxytocin with that You know, especially if you watch it a bunch of times and you're associating it with a good time. So there is something to that, and it actually is, because I'm actually in the middle of, I'm doing DBT, which is dialectical behavior therapy. They actually tell you, like, if you have a comfort show, watch it. It does something to your brain. It actually calms your brain. So yeah, all that stuff is good. So apparently me sitting and eating dinner and watching a really gory scene, and then watching like in like a death scene of 80 people, watching somebody walk in and trying not to crush on everybody's skulls is totally normal coping behavior, and it's a healthy coping mechanism. So if you're watching horror movies and feeling bad about like how gory and stuff it is, even if you're like, you know, again, like as long as you're not like out there making a horror movie, you know, like in real life, like something that they're gonna have to make like a, you know, like a Lifetime special about, you're good. Like if you're just watching the horror movie, I think it's good. If you're watching the horror movie for 100th time and somehow that makes you feel good, like it's okay. Nobody knows what you're thinking in your head, who you wish it was. Oh yeah, did I say that? Anyway, okay, so we're gonna go into our ankle weights. Now, I do not have any fans or anything on right now. I might die. It's still pretty warm in New York, but it's too loud. And I don't even know what kind of microphone system I'm going to be able to use live. I'm still live is hard, guys. Live is hard, alone on a budget, that's all I'll say. Can we do a review? I think I gotta go. Okay, so we're gonna start having these little ankle weights on. And I'm gonna just take my hands up, more so you can see me. You don't have to actually have your hands up. And I'm just gonna start just finding my neutral spine, right forward and back. The little bodysuit is if you comment, I will send you a link. It's a maker on Etsy, totally handmade in LA. Reach your hands up to the sky, and then switch to tilt your tailbone up, 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 and down with control. And again, we're gonna lift up, 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 and down. You'll inhale up, and exhale down. Now let's go ahead and just hold up for just a second. Let's take a moment and really make sure your hips are even. Draw your abs in tight. Let's lift up a little bit more. I'm going to really squeeze my shoulder blades together. I'm going to go down halfway and start to pulse up, down. I'm staying really parallel. Up, down, up, down, up, down. My abs are in, up. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to reach one leg down the other. Out. And I'm trying to keep my hips really still. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this last one and go up, down. My hips and my leg, hips and my leg. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that leg, other leg, and down and up and down and up. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's do a bicycle, right? Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm pointing my toes. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That goes down and reach. Reach. And that goes down, and let's lift and lower. Take a nice big stretch. Hug your knees into your chest. And now let's go ahead and reach your legs on up. Take your hands behind the nape of your neck. I'm imprinting my spine against that tension as opposed to neutral. And I'm going to scissor, scissor. And now you can pull, pull, pull. Right, and 8, 7, 3, 2. Now let's add a twist. Twist. I'm keeping my hips as still as I can. You can make these smaller. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's go ahead and sit all the way on up. I am going to grab this weight and I'm going to twist and twist. Then I'm going to sit all the way up. I'm going to go halfway back. You can just with 2 light weights. Just some bicep curls. Abs are in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and little pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to grab lighter weights. I'm not going to get that done with the 5s. I'm going to have my knees bent. Right, this is grasshopper, and my arms at my sides. And I'm going to take my heels into my butt, and I'm going to lift my hips, not my hips, my knees, and I'm going to add my arms. It's not going far. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold. I'm going to lift, 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 and 4, 3. I'm lifting my knees. Now I'm going to extend out. And I'm going to push back into my child's pose. I'm going to come on up. I think we are off to the challenge. Okay, got a good view. Reverse lunge, step, step. Side lunge to balance. Static lunge, I'm going to add heavy weights for those. Slider lunge, and then balance lunge to split. I'm going to angle you up a little bit. You don't need to see my rug so much. Grab a set of weights or 2. Put this so I don't have to turn back. I'll just keep swiveling my neck so much. Personally, I'm going to go a little bit lighter since I have the weights on, the ankle weights on my feet, but you can go as heavy or as light as you want. Here we go, 20 of each. So I'm going to step back, lunge. I'm going to go over, over, in. That's 1. Back, over, over, 2. Over, over, 3. Over, over, 4. Right? Over, over, 5. And then back, over, over, 6. I'll try to give you a little bit of a back view. Back, over, 6. Abs are in. That's 7. 8. 10 more, right? 10. 9. Now, if you make these big, they'll be a little harder. They're hard. Two more. One more time. Okay, right to the other side. Back, over, in. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm keeping this knee right over that midfoot. I'm trying to keep my spine tall. I'm pushing through. This is my front heel. That's my right. Halfway there. Five more. Back, cross, out, in. Back, cross, out, and in. Back, cross, out, in. One more. Alrighty, I'm gonna grab some water. Next one is side lunge to balance. I'm gonna hold one weight and see how I feel with that. Right? I'm gonna hold one weight in my hand, just like that. I'm gonna step to the side, come in, and I'm gonna reach. That's 3. You can even add that in. I went pretty light with the weight and really focusing on that balance. I also have the weight on my ankle. 5, 6, 7. All right, 10 more on this side. And I am leaning slightly forward if you want to see the side view. Last 5. One more time. All right, other side. Let me just grab a sip of water. Okay. 1, 2. That's 6, 7, 10 more. And 8. Abs are in super tight. Awesome, that was 10. Okay, static lunge, I'm gonna go back to heavier weights. I'm gonna keep my back leg straight today. Parallel. 1. And I'm digging through my front heel. Really getting into that glute. Right, this is 6. Abs tight. Back hip is getting a big stretch. That's 9. 10 more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's go ahead, switch out the sides. I'll give you the other view. I'm not blocking the view. Oh. That's 8, nice and slow. Notice I'm taking about 30 seconds to go down and up. 10 more. One more time. Awesome. Okay, slider lunges are next. 60 down, 40 to go. We're doing a slider curtsy lunge. I think I'm gonna slide this mostly out of the way. I think I'm gonna stay with no weights. You are welcome to grab weights just because I think I'm gonna be sore already. Oh, there's something on the ground there. Take it off. That's better, okay. Okay, so one leg forward, toes are on there. This leg goes back I better walk over and all the way over. I can really over to that side more so I don't hit the mirror. Like that. And square off a little bit. Yeah, I don't think I'm using weights today. I gotta really ground into this foot more. Give it a little bit of a side view. Oh, they're getting hard now. That's 4. Well, way out the left side. And 5. Ten more. And 10. 9. That's 5. 4. 3. 2. One more time. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling it. 1. Okay, try to stay a little taller than that. Really pushing into all 5 of my toes, my grounding foot. Keeping my knee right over that midfoot. Right, 10 more. That's 4. 3. 2. 1. All right, we got one more round of lunges. Ooh. Dizzy after that for some reason. Ooh. Harder than I thought it was going to be. I am going to use weights. Right, so lunge, and then I'm going to lift, and I'm going to pitch to the ceiling, and then down. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with weights. It's getting a little hard. Try without the weights. What I am going to do is put the block in front of me. I'm super tight, especially at this point. So I'm going to bring my hands to the block. That's 2. Prayer pose. 3. Does that make sense? I'm doing like a little split standing split. I'm not flexible, so it probably doesn't look like super splitty on me. That's 4. 5. Right, see I'm squaring off, lifting, lunging, lifting, lunging. This is 10, we're going to do 10 more. Right, abs are in super tight, spine is tall. Four more. Right, and 4. 3. 2. Ooh, can see not easy at this point. 1. Okay, swapping out the sides. Nice deep press, last 20, okay? Take it down, up, lift, Again. Down, up, left. A little harder on this side, that's 4. Ooh. 8, 9, 10 more. 10. And 5. Okay, let's do some stretching after that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is a pigeon. I'll probably take the mat all the way out for that. Let me have it half out. I think I want to do some slider stretches too though. So let's do the pigeon first. I'm going to be tight after that. Wow, yeah. How do you feel if you did that? I definitely feel a little sweaty. We'll hold this for about 60 seconds. Nice deep breaths. I'm just wiggling around a little. I'm going to drop down to my forearms. And you can even drop down to your forehead. Now I'm going to lift up and I'm going to take a hold of that opposite foot. You can make it harder coming up. I'm not super fun to look at, but you can grab both hands back there. That makes it super challenging. As you can see, I can't really hold for too long, but it feels really good. Let's try that on the other side. Now I'm going to start to drop down to my forearms. And then I'm going to drop to my forehead. I'm going to start to come up. I'm going to reach back. I don't think I can do it on this side. Let me give it a whirl. It's a little challenging for me on this side. Let's see if I can reach that. It's either side. From here, let's grab one of the sliders. And let's come to this kneeling lunge. And I'm going to just push into this. I have one hand on the wall. And I'm just going to slide in and out. I'm having trouble catching it because I have it on the wrong side. That's a little better. Feels so good. I'm just kind of wiggling around side to side. Now I'm going to keep it rotated in. It's going to come into this deep lunge. And maybe just do a few pulses. And just forward and back a few times. Let's just go then to the other side. Just starting out. Just a little traction on my head. The kids are really wild. They have a schoolyard back there. I wish I had a blow dart right about now. It's illegal. Thoughts out loud, thoughts out loud, thoughts out loud. lunge position, just circling in and out. And just forward and back now. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed today's 100 lunge challenge. I have another workout uploading every Saturday, and Halloween Fit Fun is coming up. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.